Good day, everyone. I hope you all had a magnificent Monday. My Monday was pretty good. Again, I worked 10:30 until 8. Closed it out. Longest shift I've worked yet, and it did seem long, but it wasn't too bad. Really, got my breaks spaced out pretty well. It's a Monday, and since deliveries from other branches and two other branches don't happen on the weekend, I get a pretty big pile up. So a whole bunch of boxes came in, and we had to go through them all. Took a little while longer than usual. But it came a little later than it usually does, and they were able to finish the book drop in the morning before I even got there at 10:30. So we basically only had to worry about that, not everything all at once, like last week happened, I think. But yeah, all in all, good. I was able to talk with my boss still at Central. It was the two of us at the end of the shift, and he was just kind of giving me advice and telling me what to expect, what I could expect from his experiences at the branch, different things like that. And I was sharing with him things she was telling me that he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yep, that's something you gotta do too, is what he would say. So yeah, just the bulk of the day, basically. I've been going through and reading this book, Darthtastic, and I've mentioned this in the blogs before. Basically, since I had jury duty mid-November, right around my dad's birthday, about a week before I started at the library, and for my part-time position, that is. And I've been reading that basically just on my breaks this whole time, and I'm catching up. I'm starting to see the events that lead up to Star Wars Episode 1 in the book, and it's pretty cool to see everything start to come together like that, because I always appreciated the Palpatine Sidious arc that we see in the prequels and in the other movies. So, people say it's the story of Anakin Skywalker. We see him all the way through, but we also see Palpatine all the way through, and the strings that he pulls the whole time. And so it's kind of cool to see a villain in a movie do all those things subtly and yet devastatingly and all those other things. And to see it played out in this book with Palpatine Sidious still just being the second fiddle to Darth Plagueis is interesting. They made a very vague reference to what I think is supposed to be the creation of Anakin Skywalker. When he was born without a father, there was no father. And the theory was maybe that Darth Plagueis had affected the midichlorians and caused him to be born, and be born strong on the Force as he was, and all those other things. And so I think this story is going to be basically supporting that. I'm not sure, but there was a vague reference to something that Palpatine and Sidious, or Plagueis and Sidious had pulled together recently. That was a huge breakthrough on what they've been working on, what Plagueis has been working on. So, could have been something else, but I choose to believe that was the impregnation, that's the word, of Shmi Skywalker, because they're doing the same thing with like animals in a scene a little bit before that. So who knows? But like I said, it's just kind of cool. And now they're talking about like presenting themselves to Newt Gunray, the Neimoidian, viceroy of the Trade Federation, who isn't a viceroy of the Trade Federation yet. We're talking about how they might be able to influence the Trade Federation to give Newt Gunray that power, and also to possibly reveal themselves as Sith, Darth Sidious, presenting himself to, and we see that definitely comes into play in episode 1. So it's pretty cool to see these little pieces. They made reference to a Padme Naberrie, who's the teenage governor of Theed, not yet the queen. And yeah, so and also references to Darth Maul, who was being raised by Palpatine, by Sidious. And so just like, it's cool to see all these little things fall into place. So I'm excited to finish it. I left it at the library today because I finished closing a course. I got done at 8, and I'll be working tomorrow morning. So I figured I'd just leave it there. I'm not going to really have time to read it tonight. But maybe, just maybe, I'll read it some. Maybe Wednesday. I'll probably leave it there tomorrow because I got the drive. And another early day at the library. Opening the library on Wednesday. So I'll probably just leave it there till Wednesday. But maybe Wednesday evening I'll bring it home and try to read some. Ideally, the goal I've placed upon myself is to finish that book before I move on to the other branch and to start reading the Force Awakens novel, which will hopefully motivate me even stronger to go through and read it more. But who knows? Reading is fun. May the Force be with you. Rebel Alliance. So I'm going to close out the vlog here. That's all I got to say. Wave my hand in front of the camera. Tomorrow, like I said, is my one regular day. This is a day that's not going to change, switching over to the branches as far as specific hours. I mean, obviously I'm going to be working almost every day, except for Fridays and every other weekend. With it being full-time and all. But Tuesday is going to be a day that's going to be the same thing every time, both here and over at East. And that is getting off at 5 o'clock so that I have time to get down to the drive. So, yeah. Good night, everybody. And I'll see ya tomorrow.